Hello, hello, hello. Today I am here to share a very, very interesting list because I will be sharing, gay movies that I will highly recommend you all to go ahead, go watch, and go stream, or in this case, to watch on the platform of Mubi. But before we get into further details and, basically break down the list, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below. So let's get right into it and not waste any more time. First, we're gonna start off with Great Freedom. It is a 2021 movie. It follows Hans across three, distinct timelines: 1945, 1957, and 1968, as he rapidly, is incarcerated under paragraph 175, a German law that criminalizes homosexual acts. Much of the story focuses on the evolving bond between Hans and his long-term cellmate Victor, a convicted eliminator. Their relationship begins with Victor's, homophobia and also, his own personal beliefs, but gradually transforms into a deep, tender connection of mutual support and companionship over decades. Yes, this movie was very well received and, in my personal opinion, very popular. It doesn't need no introduction, but just in case you didn't know it's a movie, I will highly recommend watching it on the platform. Then moving forward, we have Looker. Looker is a 2025 American psychological that explores the dark side of modern celebrity worship and, parasocial relationships. So basically, Matthews is a lonely retail, clerk in Los Angeles. He is an obsessive fan who is rising pop star Oliver. When Oliver enters his store, Matthew plays it cool by pretending not to know him while subtly playing Oliver's favorite song on the store speakers to gain his interest. Matthew's position is threatened when a former co-worker, James, joins the group of stylists consumed by jealousy. So it's basically more or less, a story of obsession, a story of you wanting to be so much in somebody's life that you are willing to do everything and anything just to stay around and to make that person basically value you and see you for what you are. And also, wanting to be in the circle. And then moving forward, we have Passage 2023 was a movie released in 2023. After finishing his latest film, German director Thomas meets a young school teacher, Agatha, at a rap party and begins a passionate affair. Thomas accidentally informs his husband Martin about the encounter, threatening it as an exploration and expecting Martin's support. This triggers a cycle of Thomas leaving Martin for Agatha, only to grow jealous when Martin moves on with a new partner, a novelist named Hamed. The situation escalates when Agatha becomes pregnant, further entangling in Thomas in a life he isn't prepared for. So, yes, this is a whole triangulous love relationship between, a couple that, later on has a third person, and things definitely changes a lot when it comes to the dynamic of the couple because now they are set off to a very unexpected reality. And then moving forward, we have East Palace, West Palace. It is a movie that was released in 1996. The film follows a young gay writer named Alan intentionally gets himself arrested by Xion Shi, a young policeman at well-known cruising spot near the Forbidden City. The film unfolds during an overnight interrogation where A. Alan's life story challenges the officer's rigid worldview. The two challenge and explore each other's identity as the policeman struggles with his own. The movie is low quality because it was released in 1996, but it's still a classic movie that I feel like is super underrated. I never know or seen, it actually being spoken about, but obviously that's only my opinion. So if you guys know more a little bit about the movie, please drop like your opinion down below in the comments. That would be very helpful. But yes, this one is a very, very good and it looks very interesting as well. And then moving forward, we have Keep the Lights. The movie was released in 2012. It is a semi-autobiographical drama that chronicles the troubled decade-long relationship between men in New York City. Eric is a Danish documentary filmmaker. He meets Paul, a closeted publishing lawyer. Paul is initially claims to have a girlfriend that so quickly form a deep, intense connection as they build a life together. The relationship is strained by Paul's, escalating, situations and his frequent disappearance. Eric becomes a codependent, struggling with his, in this case, identity, but somehow they always find their way back to one another because they realize that even though life is chaos between the two, they always are trying to find a way, to make things work, but they also know it's very difficult for them to find a common ground and find some stability because of everything that they have going on. So these are the top 5 picks that I have. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you all know any other amazing movies, drop them down below in the comments. And goodbye.